Thank you, anyone that did have to endure those ads, keeping the dreaded pre-rolls away and all that good stuff. We're going to go a little bit deeper dive into why we actually do them. So I'll talk a bit about that. But yeah, a couple of things that they do is they keep the pre-rolls away. And what that does, Twitch has actually changed up the way pre-rolls work. So this is the very first important point to note on ads. And we'll do the little show and tell after this. We'll do this part first to get it out of the way. So pre-rolls, people who have been to your channel before, so they're coming back for a second, third, fourth time viewing your content. If you are not running ads on a regular basis, they get met with a pre-roll ad that stops them before they get to come into your stream. It runs for 2 or 3 minutes and is isolated to that individual viewer. The benefit, they do not then have to watch additional ads unless they refresh their browser or leave and come back. So for some viewers or for some streamers, they may like to go that way. And as we talk about the financial side of things, it's not a significant amount of revenue for most streamers. Not for all. If you're getting up there, 50 average viewers, you're going to probably see your ad revenue, if you're doing everything the way that Twitch recommends, probably somewhere between the $50 and $100 mark per month. So keeping in mind that that might be enough of a difference. I mean, we're talking about at that point a meal or two, or a good meal or two. For you, it's like 1 New Zealand cent. Yeah, it can be. And we'll talk a little bit about how that works too, or not deeply about how it works. I'm not on the ad team for Twitch, so I am not saying do this or do that. More just why I made the choices I did and where you can decide to make these choices for yourself. So we're going to do a little bit of looking at, from the technical side, we're going to look at OBS. We're going to look at StreamerBot. And we're going to very briefly not watch, but open YouTube to show you where there is a video and a link to the tools that I use. So when my ads run, you'll notice a few different things. The bot makes a comment in chat. It pops up on the screen and says, after these messages, we'll be right back. That's a 1970s, 80s ad stinger from Saturday morning cartoons. And then you'll also see a little counter that shows up somewhere right around here on the screen that'll say like ads are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then a little icon that shows up over here in the corner that'll say ad 1 through 6 and counts down 30 seconds each. It doesn't mean that your viewers are watching 6 ads. That's an estimate of what the ads might be. And that's all something that Nutty put together, which is really, really cool. The little videos, the chat bot, that's just stuff I have running from StreamerBot and in OBS. I did that for me. I like to have the ads announced in a bold way that disrupts what I'm doing to let me know it's break time. It's time to stop whatever you were doing. If it's, you're about to fight a boss or there's a cutscene or something like that, pause it ahead of time. And the other piece that I have that I'm going to show you is I also have the ad manager actually in OBS. So I can see in any moment how far away the ads are. I can just glance at it and know right now I've got 52 minutes until the next ad. So it keeps it a little bit easy for me to hold myself accountable and to be ready for those. So let's go also with another announcement that was made at TwitchCon, which is right now the streamer has a snooze button if they have it open with the stream manager, and they can have up to 3 snoozes. The way snoozing works for your ads, it will automatically delay the next ad by 5 minutes. You can snooze it 3 times, so you could buy yourself up to 15 minutes if necessary. But you only get 1 snooze back per ad break or per hour. So in order to do that again, you have to wait until your future ads have run. So preferably you don't use them all up, but if you have to, you have to. So don't feel bad about that. From a financial standpoint, let's go ahead and let me get my browser up here. So we'll go to the game screen here and get this open. All right, that's actually sized semi decently today. That's always nice. It's cropped for some reason though. Let's uncrop you. There we go. Okay. So right now it's in my emotes. I was looking to see if they had rolled out the next 5 animated emotes yet. They have not. But those are coming soon, so everyone's going to have 10 if they've unlocked all 5 of their animated emotes. And then with the new alert system, this alert system, if you use this, they're looking at a holiday themed, special holiday themed hype train, as well as alerts in here. Oh, I've got my camera twisted today. Um, so yeah, in here, they're going to have those alerts. And if you're using their alert system later this year, they'll do a blog about it, of course. But with the holidays, their goal is that you will be able to unlock additional animated emote slots by using this alert system. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. Now, you're happy you didn't delete a couple of animated emotes that you couldn't fit in after all. Yes, don't delete your emotes. You're allowed to, I'll go back to the emotes real quick, and then we'll dive back into this. So you can actually have 65 standard emotes uploaded here and 25 animated. So even if you're not using them, you can have them in, pre-approved, and then toggle them in and out when you want to, so that it's nice and easy to jump right into using those. So you can see that I actually have both of the versions of Aerith Sip, the more like human looking and the chibi looking versions. And then I have the Cheshire Cat, which this one's actually a board game and is the RGB for my computer just flashing on the foil of a board game that I thought was really cool. So that was my original first animated emote. Okay, but ads, monetization, this side of things. So right here, you have if ads are activated or not. Take your own choice on whether or not you want that. We did talk about that just briefly on how that works. If you use the pre-rolls or not. So I mentioned people who had been to your channel regularly will get hit with pre-rolls if you are not running your mid-roll ads. So that's what you see here. It also, this ad manager, so I have this bar shows in my OBS. So this little bar underneath it is just telling us when pre-rolls are active. And then you can see here, they say stream segment. So they're kind of suggesting that you run this like you would if you were watching a TV show. If you turn on Freevee or IMDb TV or whatever it's called today, you get an ad, then you get some show, then you get an ad. And with pre-recorded stuff, we already expect it. Oh, I ran out of music. I can't have this. Where are my top by years? We just do the DJ. Okay, sounds good, DJ X. You do that. Um, you loved my all caps reaction to that first song. We may have to make that like a really terrible point redeem later. We'll talk about that after. Um, okay, so right here, right at the top, it talks about this very briefly. It used to be in the text here, but increased ad revenue share. Affiliates can now earn the new 55% ad revenue split. When they rolled out the 55%, it was exclusive to partners, but then they added an exception. And I know there's a lot going on here, but what's important is just this purple box, the alert here. Affiliates can now earn the new 55% ad revenue split simply by running 3 minutes of ads per hour or more. With your current ad density, you are earning more than before. So it's telling me I currently have that setting. And I have it set so that I get that 55% instead of 30%. As I mentioned before, we're talking about $10 to $50 for most affiliate streamers. We aren't talking about a huge amount of money. Some less, some a little bit more, but that's the basic range that we're talking about. So when we look at you can make 55% instead of 30, we're talking about on that $50 level, it's about, let me math in my head here, 25 divided about $12. So, you know, to $3 to maybe $15 for most streamers on a monthly basis. It doesn't, it's not going to break the bank or make it for anyone that's at that level. So I never look at ads as like, oh my gosh, this is my revenue maker. I do laugh at it though, because I have a 24-hour stream, and that one makes about $30 to $40 a month on ad revenue with a 4-person average viewership. So they can make a big difference over the longer term, but most of us don't stream 24 hours a day for an entire month. Just, it doesn't make sense. Um, so going in here, there's a few things. You want to make sure that if you do turn on your ads, make sure that you are disabling the pre-rolls, because we're saying, hey, you know what? Our viewers that are here are having to watch ads, so I don't want them to have to watch ads when they click in. When they turn on the channel, you think of it as channel surfing. I don't want them to turn on my channel and be met with ads. I want them to get right into the show. You don't want to have anyone to pop into ads if it's not necessary. Now, does that mean they're not going to click in at the end of an hour and still get hit with ads? Oh, people love to click in at minute 59 and say, hi, I'm here. And you go, that's amazing. I'm taking a break. Although sometimes I will snooze it, or if a raid comes in, snooze it. Like I said, you get that 5 to 15 minutes, hang out, chat with those folks for a little bit, and then go ahead and let it run again. You'll admit you do tend to hit the back button if you look for a new streamer and get hit with pre-rolls. There's a whole bunch of videos about that, and I haven't looked at the updated stats, but I want to say that last year they determined it was about 30% of people left if hit with a pre-roll ad. So if you're trying to meet new people, it makes a difference. But this is important. What I mentioned earlier, people who have been to your stream before get hit with a pre-roll. Twitch, trying to help with discovery, made it so that the very first time somebody comes to your stream, whether it's through a raid, whether it's through a click from the browse page or category page or anything like that, their very first time, even if you do leave pre-rolls on, will not be hit with a pre-roll. But when they hit the refresh button or come back, they will. So you do get that first view free kind of experience, because they know it's the same thing. They know about that 30% click away. So they took it away so that the people who are coming in are only seeing that first ad if they've hung out and watched you before. Okay. So the other things, the notifications, this stuff are just important for me. Stream display ads, those are the ones that'll pop up down below. Sometimes the screen player will get squished and a little banner will pop up across the bottom. That's what these stream display ads are. And then you can look at your revenue share. So all territories around the world are now on the same share. This used to be different per region, and it does change sometimes, but it's 30 or 55. So just keep in mind, you're leaving almost half of the money on the table if that's something that's important to you, if you're not doing the 3 minutes or more. Now, this line is also extremely important. If you run 3 minutes of ads per hour, but you do it by pushing the run ad button, if you are a partner, you still get 55%. If you are an affiliate, that only nets you the 30%. It still gets you the other benefits of taking away the pre-roll ads, but it puts your revenue share on the lower tier. You have to use the ads manager, have it turned on in order for it to get that additional bonus. Otherwise, you were running that higher level of ads without getting the additional benefit. And then the final piece, 3 minutes is the requirement to get you an hour of pre-roll free viewing. That can be in any division. So this is where it really is up to each streamer to decide what works for them. I have seen streams that run ads every 10 minutes and run 30 seconds. So it's a quick one ad, or maybe 2 or 3 if you have 10-second ads in your region. but very quick ads. They don't stop their content. They just keep streaming and ignore the ad. And that works for them. This is also good for like big streamers, streamers that have a lot of younger viewers who are just there for like the goofy quips and not so much for a long story or an educational piece. So this, just decide how you want to work it yourself. So let's go ahead and go into the ads manager itself. This being that lovely ads manager. You have the ad schedule is active. You can automatically allow Twitch to do this themselves. YouTube is actually shifting over to forcing streamers to use automatic. They have not enforced it yet, but they have already said they're going to, where they are allowing AI to look at theirs. Now, what's different about Twitch and YouTube? On Twitch, when ads run, they run for all viewers simultaneously. On YouTube, they run the same amount of ads, but they calculate your viewers' experience and what levels of ads your viewers consume before clicking away, and will maximize the ads. So they may say, hey, this person will just sit here and watch ads for 10 minutes an hour, and they're just going to push them to them. So their AI is figuring all of that out. It's a little scary. And it will tell me in my stream manager over there, like, ads are running for 5% of your viewers right now. And then a minute later, it's like, they're running for 15% of your viewers now. What is the length of time that pre-rolls ads run between ad breaks? So if you change this, so right now I have it at 3 minutes per hour. So I have no time with pre-roll ads except for that little tiny bit at the beginning. It's supposed to only be the first 1 minute of my stream, which is always my starting soon screen. So I don't feel bad about that, and I let it decide when to do that. So that's the 3 minutes per hour here. If you change this, so you can see your frequency is up to 60 minutes, and I'm not going to save this, so I could change it here. And you can see how long those ads would need to be. And then the ad minutes per hour, 3 to 5, or 3 to 20. I'm definitely not going to go there. That's a lot of ads. But if I take this under 3, there you can see that pre-roll line kicks in. And so that's when we have that detriment. And it also, if I was to leave it right there, every one of those ads that runs, I miss out on 25%. I give that back to Twitch just for turning this down. So it's a decision to be made, and to be made for each individual person. The other thing that I have here is the start delay. This is, when do I want the ads manager to run its first set of ads? So if you look here, that little line at the beginning moves here, and the lowest I can set it is a minute. This is the biggest lie in the ads manager. This ad may start 1 minute into stream. It might start 5 minutes into stream. I have my starting soon screen is just over 6 minutes. That typically allows for this ad to run and be done before I go to my just chatting screen. So I always set this to 1 minute. I want it to run as quickly as possible, and then have at least a 5-minute starting soon screen to go with it. If you're not going to do that, set it to 30. Why? Because when you run a 3-minute ad, it's going to start your timer on this all up here. So I could set it to 30 and manually run my ads as soon as I go live and get that out of the way. I find that to be a great way to do it because everybody's just in chat at that point. There's no content to miss. So there is no harm in an ad running in that first little bit. And so far, this has been okay with my 6-minute starting soon screen. I think all but except maybe twice, and it was within like 10 seconds. So that's been really good. And Chai said it. You're also liking the trend of using mid-roll ads to remind viewers to take a self-care break along with the streamer as well. Always good to get up and stretch anyway. Yes. And so that has been the biggest benefit of using these the mid-rolls is every hour ads run. And I don't always take a break, but it does let me know that, one, users are viewing ads right now, so you know when it's happening. pause the content or the conversation, whatever the case may be. Everybody's doing their own thing and their own way of doing this. Tay is doing awkward eye contact where she's like, all right, subs. And she just like stares closely into the camera. Other people will get up and do exercises. It's a great time to take bio breaks, like refilling your water because you're dehydrated from spending too many days in a desert. Things like that. So I really like the 3-minute break. I have just enough time to get up, go to the bathroom, wash my hands, and come back. It works out just about perfectly for anything that I need to do. And with the 1 hour, there are times when I feel it's too frequent. I'd love them to be 2 hours. You know, if we were working a real job, it's 2 hours. But as streamers, we will sit in these chairs and just go and go and go. And all of a sudden we're like, it's been 6 or 7 hours and I have not moved my body. And that little reminder just saying, hey, get up, go do it. It's really handy. Okay. Now we're going to go into the infinite mirror. Although it's a really small infinite mirror, luckily, as it starts stacking itself into here little by little. So from here, there's the ads manager. And you can add this by clicking over here, edit layout. And there it goes. I was like, it's going to come up eventually. So you can add panels in here. Ooh, stream health is now a panel. That's cool. You can see what your mods are doing, your active mods, all of that. And if the ads manager is not currently in your display, it is something that you can add in. Okay. Once the ads manager is up here, let me, I'm going to just refresh because, wait, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Go away. You can do the duplicates, all of that stuff. You don't even have to save. When you do something, it's all good to go. So you can click X to get rid of anything. I have my 2 activity feeds over there because I like to separate out like follows and raids from other activity, but I don't do that in OBS. I just do that on here. So once you have the ads manager on here, this is probably one of my favorite things. Damn, my door was unlocked and I missed the notification. Well, I hope that your door being unlocked meant that you had wonderful company. And I'm not going to say what just popped into my head. I've been in a place where all sorts of things can happen. But there's a VOD. Feel free to go back. And welcome in, Samsara. It's so good to see you. So once I'm in here, let me actually bring this over because it's right behind me. Right here next to the ads manager panel is these little three button click. So click on this and pop out the ads manager. This is going to give you a popped out view of that ads manager. So like I said, I get to see this the entire time I'm streaming. So this is actually in my OBS as well. How did I do that? Just go ahead, click up here, copy that real quick. I'm going to close it and send it back to being docked again. And we're going to pull OBS up here onto the screen, make it panic just a little bit. Go to your docs, click on custom browser docs and add manager 2. Paste that URL in over here and apply. And all of a sudden you have a doc for OBS that is your ad manager. It includes a clickable snooze button, a run ad button, and shows you what's going on right now. And remember, running that 3-minute manual will remove an upcoming auto ad right there. What's up, Alka? I just saw a mention without other details. I probably put a link in there that I need to like close down or something. Oh, you can't see it? Oh my God. No, you can't. One moment, please. Thank you, Alka. Let me fix that. We're going to resize this down so that we can get the window here. You didn't even notice. You've been trying to copy on a separate browser. No worries. You typed it twice and it didn't come up for me. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. I wonder why it did that. You can also always type by please.
Violacious.
And it will make noise at me. So now we're sharing the screen. Now let me double check that it actually comes up because I can see it in OBS. That's the view I wanted. Ignore this big center area of the infinity mirror. So here we went docs, custom browser docs, and then right in here, we'll cover up the infinity mirror with that. Paste that URL in and add manager 2. Click apply, and it will just pop it right up in front, and you can adjust it and put it right where you want. ViPLS as a single word, yes. Not that I couldn't add the other options, but I just haven't. So then I can drop this right into a docked location, so I could drop it there if I want to. I'm not going to since I have my other one there. And yes, it tells you I closed a dockable window. That's no problem. We're going to get rid of that one because I don't need it. And then I can adjust this to show as much as I need of it, so that I have it right here. It's probably one of my more handy little things to have on here because I can tell we're 29 minutes from an ad. I can see it moving the yellow bar along, and I can snooze it if I need to, as well as seeing how many more there are. Meaning, we can always snooze in bed bot if it gets too handy in bed. I know not everybody wants everyone to be handy. So that is all that I'm doing here on this side of things, but I am going to go to studio mode here because there just aren't enough of me on the screen, so let's have like thousands of them, and then I'm going to go to my confetti screen. Am I signed into Twitch with OBS? You saw that I have Twitch chat as a custom browser doc. I am signed into Twitch, and the chat that I'm actually using is the OBS integrated chat. I have the Twitch chat as a backup option for when things go wrong or when I want to have chat on multiple monitors because I have 5. So I have two different sets of chat that I can use for my own nefarious purposes. But I completely agree. The BGTV and FFZ integration of the OBS chat is much better than just pulling your popped out Twitch chat into OBS. I don't use it most of the time. Absolutely. And we were just looking at tools. Luckily, Andy Lippy shared one on the multi-streaming that looks really cool that does the integrated chat directly in the OBS one for your YouTube and other services. So I cannot wait to try that out when I have more time. Later this week, we'll be trying that out, and maybe we'll go live, do a YouTube stream on the Uncut channel. Okay, so the reason that we are over here is the ads running piece here. What is actually happening? And let me pull over a couple other things since we have the full screen display now. So this video, if you want to use the tools that we're using, this is the widget that Nutty has made. And so that's the video you can watch. He goes into all of the details on setting it up. We're also going to quickly go through what that looks like. Okay, so that's the actual video itself. We're not going to watch his video, but you see this Ko-fi link here to download it. And the reason I put the YouTube video in is he might move where this is. So the information that I'm putting up is just where it is currently. And I'll share this one as well. Sorry for the not being in dark mode. I don't know if you can change Ko-fi. This is a link to go directly there. And if you're going to use this next piece, you do want to go there and go ahead and download that. Nutty does a ton of work for streamers. So if you can throw him a little bit, great. If you can't, he doesn't require any payment for this. So he lets people download it for free. So if you're not in a position where you're able to give, you know, totally understandable. He gets it too. But it is a really cool widget here. Once you download it from here, he goes through what you need to do with it. And he talks about this in the video. So installing the widget is actually a browser-based overlay. And if you aren't running a local server, which you totally could, or running your own web server in the cloud, you can do this through Stream Elements. And that's how I actually put it in here, is just using an overlay in Stream Elements. So you can go into your Stream Elements account. I'm assuming you have one or can set one up and get to here. So we won't click through the basics of just creating an account. Once you're in here, click New Overlay. I'm going to go straight into Edit because we've already got that here. So we'll edit it. And there is a custom widget. We just do that by clicking the plus here. And static custom after the plus and custom widget. And it's just going to be a custom widget with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Nutty provides all of that to you. So when you go to that Ko-fi link and you download it, you will get the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that you're going to use. And he walks you through the same process we're about to walk through here. I just don't have his files handy because I don't know where I left them. I thought I did, and I could not find them before stream. But they're around here somewhere. Maybe they're still in my downloads. Among like a million other files. Nope. I've got my credits systems in there, but not this one. So once you've created a custom widget, you can see that it's here, and I can either click on it in the interface, or I can click on it over here to the side and toggle it on and off, stuff like that. There's the settings here, and you can see there's StreamerBot, Appearance, Test, and Open Editor. So StreamerBot, well, actually, I can show this. I was worried that it was going to put my IP address up there, but I forgot I have my StreamerBot currently set to use home. 127.0.0.1 is considered home or the current computer. So we're not doing anything fancy there. This is cheating. I do it because I noticed StreamerBot having trouble with IPv6, and I have 3 networks, and one of them uses IPv6 and the other 2 use IPv4. So I was bouncing back and forth between it working and not working, and it was just bothering me. So yeah, so that's all that this needs to do. It also has the options here to add the actions for StreamerBot directly here from the widget. I'm not doing that. I do that on the StreamerBot side just because I like it to be local. I don't like to have anything running on another computer if I don't have to do it. Or if I'm not getting a benefit from it, I should say. I do leave some of my alerts here just because they're easy. And because sometimes it's easier to run one browser for 10 things than it is to run 10 different things locally. That's kind of my thinking there. So once we're in here, we're going to hit the Open an Editor. And as I mentioned, Nutty already provides you with all of these different pieces, so you can drop them right in. The first one is your HTML. This is just the file that outlines where things go. So add starting in, so that's the mid-roll container, the add container with the timer. These are all just containers. These little white spots in the text, that's actually text. Those are the words that you see, but you don't have to worry about this. Like I said, he does all of it. In case you want to know, the other pieces that he's using here is a specific font that is hosted in a content delivery network. The style sheet here, which is just a reference to this style.css that's connected to this file. And then down at the bottom are the 2 script files. A lot of times you'll see script also in the head. It's not a big deal where it is. It's kind of interesting putting it outside of the body, though. So these say load before you load the content, and these say load after you load the containers. So it's just what order to load things in, and that way when this script.js, which is this JS tab here, when this loads, it knows for sure that all of these objects already exist, and there's no possible way that this loads in while this is still being built by the computer. And then the other piece here, well, we may have to pause. MX Northwest Matt. Let me close your window. Hi. Oh, you got to the button before me. Julia, thank you so much. Hello, hello. Oh my god, I miss you all. I know I'm gonna see you soon, but it's too far away. Hello, hello. We are doing it is a glorious neon sign that I have here, and it is extremely bright. Let me go to my chatting screen so that I can actually tell what's going on here again. We'll shrink things down for a minute. Hello, hello. It's so bright. I'm like, it's reflecting off of every surface in my room. So it's going to move back to that wall, pretty much where you can see it reflecting on the wall already. So many vibes on the screen. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. We're still in chat mode. There we go. I'm like, I pushed the button, but I was in studio mode, so it didn't actually help. But yeah, we didn't do any show and tell yet, but the most important show and tell is this, which Matt got from the Elgato booth when he went over to meet Nutty, and we are talking about Nutty's ad manager and how to implement it right now. So this is extremely appropriate timing. So yeah, so that's what happened here. Matt, thank you for the resub as well. And Useful, thank you for the resub. You were so awkward. I absolutely love that. I mean, there's my like chipmunk face from Harris. Yeah. I'm like, I know you need to go, but I need to talk to you too, because oh my god, I have to buy so much gear. And I told him, I was like, I'm such a gear nut. Like I just like technology and items and want to get them all. And he just looked at me and he goes, I am so sorry for all the damage I've done. I was like, are you kidding me? Thank you. Like, you have kept me from buying $1,000 cameras. So good. Min, hello. I saw you come in and I did not address you. But yes, hello. Thank you, Chai, for the bits. Anybody else who came in with Matt's raid? Mercury, hi. Hello. I know you were doing inscription. I also know that you need to get to bed, so don't feel bad if you need to run. He's like, it's okay, bro. I am sure that he gets it a lot too. Like any of the people that I'm going to turn this off so let my camera adjust to the lighting. Oh my gosh. That was a big shift. You're so tired. Yeah. I did tell a little bit about the dream that I had during my nap this afternoon, because that was such a weird experience. It was a dream that referenced another dream that I didn't even remember having until I was in the second dream. It was just awkward, and it incorporated like stream life and vacations and Seattle secret shows and the wedding, because there was a wedding this weekend. Like my brain's just trying to process everything in like 30 seconds. Who even says bro anymore? Oh my god. Like so many people in the streaming world. It's such a thing. Gave my brain very little time to process in the moment. Yeah, absolutely. Like zero time. It's like, this happened, on to the next. Oh, you apparently don't know any of them. That is amazing. Bruh. Yeah. More bruh than bro. Totally. Yeah. It's more in the shooter world. Like we don't spend a lot of time there. You're more of a hey dude kind of person. That's good. You love the rainbow straw. Oh my gosh. I have like 6 of these, and the cups change colors. So there's a pink, purple, green, blue, and yellow one. I mean, maybe it's 5. And they all have rainbow straws to go with them. And they change color in the ice. So the one in my kitchen right now, it's so cold in my kitchen that it's actually activated in purple. which after being cooking in Vegas is so nice. Good night, Matt. Get some good sleep. Usually when you say it's like at a character in a game who's just not behaving the way you they want them to, that is totally understandable. Yeah. All right. Well, let's dive back in. I'm gonna go back into sharing my screen. So we're gonna see OBS and studio mode again, and then be bringing up different views onto the actual display. Thank you. I said this earlier. I am a sucker for anything Velvet, and if you can get Velvet, Purple, Cottagecore, Goth, like all combined in one, I am there, and this kind of screams that. So yeah, exactly. I was joking earlier, well, earlier in the week that I went to a Spirit Halloween and I bought a dress because over where they have like the vampire stuff, they also have a purple velvet dress that's got just a little bit more kind of red tone to it. More of like a raspberry than a pure purple. And I love it. And so I walked in and I'm like, they're like, oh, do you need a costume? And I'm like, nope, but I'm gonna wear this all year long. Like I might have to take all the seams out and stitch better seams into it, but the fabric's cut right. Embedbot's really spicy tonight. I think Embedbot, yeah, was missing out on a lot of us. About half of the Embedbot users were at TwitchCon. That's my guess. Alka would have to tell us the actual numbers. Embedbot always targets you. You're innocent. I don't know. I know that you play innocent on Twitch, but I have a feeling Embedbot knows more than you let us know. All right, let's jump back over there and back into this. So, I'm gonna go back to not there. The reason we do studio mode is I do not have a microphone or camera on my overlay screen. So this screen doesn't look like much. This is where I do all of my visuals. I call it confetti because confetti was the very first one I put in here. And I always joke that I never go back and fix my typos or like dumb little things I did. So this has just been listed as confetti because I have never taken the time to sit here and clean it up and be like, this is visuals. I have another one that is my soundboard, and it's just, well, it's supposed to be just sounds, but for some reason I put my hugs in here. Um, you don't think I'm joking anymore? Look, I've been doing this for 20 years, and this is the time that I get to just relax. I'm not setting anything up. I'm going over how I do the ads component, which are going to run in about 12 and a half minutes here, and why I did them the way that I did. So we run them 3 minutes per hour as a single block. Other people do them different ways. The Without going back through it all, doing the ads manager using the ads manager allows affiliates to get a 55% share instead of 30%. So that's a benefit. And they get that if they use the ads manager and run a minimum of 3 minutes of ads per hour. And I like 3 minutes because it also disables pre-rolls for the remaining hour will be pre-roll free. Your OBS is on a vertical screen. Where do I put my chat box in OBS? It's floating. So it doesn't like coming over to this monitor much because this is actually right now running on my 4K TV. I do not dock my OBS into here. I actually have 5 monitors, and chat lives on a separate vertical monitor. So I have a 40-inch TV here, and then a 24-inch widescreen monitor that's set vertical right next to it, and that's where chat lives. So you get off to the side. Got to catch all the monitors, right? And Alka actually noticed earlier that I also have another dock in here somewhere. Where did it go? Twitch chat. It's turned off right now, but if I click that one open, then it will open another chat, and this is actually the chat directly from Twitch. And if I'm playing a game that takes over my monitors, I will sometimes put it off to the left-hand side. So I have the option to have chat on multiple screens. Yes, I know. Thank you. Go away. It'll get there if it doesn't like crash everything. You were wondering in Twitch Stream Manager, do I have to be live to add the ads manager into there to copy the URL and everything? No, you don't. You can do that right now. So let's get back over to Twitch. So you can adjust your ads manager at any time you want to. So all I did is click those three dots again on any one of the panels that you currently have available in your stream manager and click on edit layout. That's going to give you the X's and pop this panel up over on the side. As you can see, I have to mouse over it to open it up. It goes back into hiding. And if ads manager is not on your screen, you can add it right here. Am I a teacher? Sort of. I've been doing tech support and technical training for a very long time, like 17 years on that side of things. I've been a developer for 22 years. So yeah. And then the piece that we're looking at right now is I'll drop these links back into the chat in case anybody wants to look at them, and that is the video that Nutty put out. Oh, wrong window. I've got too many browsers open. Let me actually close some of them down here on the bottom. You get out of here. And we're not going to do any stuff with those. Okay. You I also don't need. Okay, perfect. And then this is the other link. So the first one is to Nutty's YouTube video where he talks through what we've been working on. And the other one is to the Ko-fi where he provides the downloads for the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that are going to be used for this system. Another streamer you watch, he has two chat windows. The first one is his Twitch chat, and the second one is a chat window that lets him see anyone that will add him in chat so he can see it faster. That's fantastic. Yeah. I know when you saw my stream manager, I have my activity feed actually split into two different types of activity. And that allows me to see raids and follows separately from other information like bits, resubs, stuff like that, so that neither window is moving super speedy, and I can keep an eye on what's happened, catch up a little bit faster when I need to. They all feed into the credit system and all of that stuff too, so it doesn't make a difference that way, but it just makes things a little bit easier to be consumed. The only time I use the two chat windows for myself is if I'm using a game, because I found when I was playing, it was either Myst 3 or 4, it would take over the resolution of all of my monitors, and for some reason it would leave this monitor alone, but not that one. So it would take over 3. I'm going to say this. It takes over 3, actually 4, because it takes over this monitor behind me too that I don't have turned on right now, and left the last one alone, but the last one's number 5, and I'm pretty sure that what it did is it took over everyone running through my graphics card and left alone my one that runs from my onboard HDMI port. So my onboard graphics one was left alone. We've only got a few minutes left before the next ad runs, so let me dive back in here real quickly. So once we've downloaded these files and unzipped them, we came over to Stream Elements and created a new overlay. In my case, we're just editing the existing one. And I'll click done here and go back over what we did really quickly. We hit the plus, went to static and custom, and chose a custom widget. That just allows us to build a widget right here using the code that we've just downloaded off of that Ko-fi link. We also can connect our streamer bot. I called this out earlier. This IP address is the home computer, so whatever computer is currently running. So that should work for everyone. If it doesn't, you can check your OBS and your WebSocket settings and line that up with what you already have running in your own individual streamer bot. And then we get into open the editor to do these pieces. We talked briefly about what this was. You see that Nutty has already set it up where it's downloading a custom font from a content delivery network or a CDN. They're doing the same with their JavaScript is coming from Cloudflare using their CDN. So he's got a little one running there. And then the ./script and ./style are actually referencing these other tabs. So you're just going to paste in the HTML right into here. In the JavaScript, again, you're going to just copy and paste what Nutty's provided right into here. I don't recommend making any changes in here unless you do know script. You can see what is happening here because he's done a good job of actually recording the notes on what is going on inside of here. The one thing I will say, if you want to change it, pop into the CSS. Yes, it's a lot to look at, and you might want to change it. HTML is pretty with the pastel colors. Yeah. Oh, yes. No, I love the way that they have their code editor colored. When we do other code editing software, like if you pop into Visual Studio, you can preset how you want your code to display. So, hello, Chookity Wah. How are you doing? I need to add a scoop command. Maybe we can do that before we hop back out of here. But the reason why I say to hop in here is your stream has a certain aesthetic. You have certain things that you like to look at, colors that you like, and the default one that Nutty's provided is a very bold, obnoxious to me, kind of yellowy orange, which can be very nice if it's your aesthetic. Mine is definitely more like pinks, purples, blues, the colors of the pride flags and things like that. You're at work so you can't hear, but have a good stream. Let me just chat real quick. There we go. Okay. So what you can do in here is you have like the status container, you have the huge titles container, the label, the timer label, etc. So if you look back here, you've got this timer label ads remaining container. So just to explain very briefly what you're looking for, if you go to the CSS and you were looking for these things, we can even just do a copy here. Oh, it's not going to find it in the code. Of course it's not. We can find it here. And what you're looking for, these pound symbols or hashtags, that means that matches up to the ID timer bar. So in the HTML, timer bar, if it's even in here, is this one right here. So if we make any changes in here, we're actually changing how that timer bar displays. And for most users, if you do not know any HTML, JavaScript, or CSS, and you want to, or you want to just have a reference, just pop over to w3schools.com. You'll get the basics of what you should know from right there. And so I come down in here, and you can see I've got this little comment here. I swapped that label color from being a yellow-orange to a teal because it worked better with the color schemes that are already flowing on my stream. Other than that, I left everything that he has in here in its default. He also has some references in here to the fields. This is what's actually going to appear over here on the left. You're just going to copy and paste that from Nutty's code. Don't worry about what this is. And then the data, again, just copy and paste and drop it in here. I don't even remember if... Oh, no, I was like, I don't remember if we changed anything, but we did. So again, this is just a copy and paste. So you'll do all 5 of these tabs, click done when you're done. And then I have it disabled now, but you could do test. We are actually going to see it. How about I just run it right now? We'll take a look at it. I'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and it should be time to dive into some Tears of the Kingdom if nobody has any questions. And before we do that, I see that Lennon did grab their paintbrush and unfortunately was caught by the queen. So off with their heads. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. As it comes up with the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you see it. We'll be right back. All right, and the ads have ended. Welcome back. Samsara thought she would use the BRB screen to catch the queen off guard, but she was mistaken. Off with her head. But hey, Chai was a speedy little painter today and finished before I got back. Before the queen got back, I suppose that is. You'll paint them next time, Lennon. Sounds great. It's just Katie. Hello, hello. Welcome in. We're just finishing up doing a little overview of the system that I used for tracking when ads are running and how that integrates and why I made the decisions I did. So things like getting the ads manager dropped into OBS, all that fun stuff. The system that Nutty had shared on actually detecting ads running and preparing chat for them. And the only piece we didn't talk about, which I realized on the break, was the last little piece here. So let's talk real quickly about the last component here, which I have to remember where I put it. Where are you hiding? Probably not where it's supposed to be. Let me bring up StreamerBot because it will show me for sure where it's at. So, and there's a lot in StreamerBot, so don't worry about how much stuff I have in here. It's too much. It's the best way to put it. So I have this ad running command. So for mine, ad timer visible. Add random number. Oh, add time is its own. That's why I couldn't find it. So in here, I have a whole bunch of different video files that could play. So there's 32 of them. I think one is broken, so I think I have it set to 2 to 32. Yeah. One actually has 2 clips instead of 1, so I don't use it. We'll have a fake ad here. So we have one of these runs, these old Saturday morning cartoon ad pieces. And so they're just in, I just have them in OBS because it's easy. You could do something else if you like something else for your alert systems. And then you can pop in here. So it does a random number. From that, it chooses which source to show and hide. And then it pops a message from the bot to just tell everybody, hey, we've been warned that an ad is running. And I like having that piece in there just because I want anyone who did get stuck behind ads as that video was playing to know that, hey, we're aware that the ads are running. We're with you. We know it can be obnoxious, but let's just stand up, take a break, stuff like that. And then I let it run. And right now, I have this set to 180,000 milliseconds, which is the equivalent of 3 minutes. And that way, when it's done, we come back and we say the ads have ended, and we now return to our regular programming. Now, because this runs on ad, this technically is not sending this message until 3 minutes and 5 seconds in. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, that can go there. Because it was running a little bit late on when that happens. And that's just personal preference. Why 3 minutes and 5 seconds when I have 3 minutes of ads? Because we've noticed that the ads sometimes start a few seconds into that 3 minute window. So we have it delay a little bit so that the end is just a few seconds after when everyone should be back. So we make sure that we get everybody actually back to the chat before we start back up. And then for this, once you've created your activity, so you just add a new action here and give it whatever name you want, set up whatever actions you want for your personal stream. Then click up here, and for your triggers, it's a right click in triggers, Twitch, ads, and you can just do add run or add mid roll. Either way, I like add run because that way it catches it on all of them, including the ones that are happening on my starting soon screen, which would technically be the pre-rolls and stuff like that. So anytime an ad runs, it'll pop up. My OBS looks fancier for some reason. It's got a lot going on for sure. This view, I'm in studio mode right now, so that could be part of it. But I have like the audio mixer and the stats. I have the different scenes and everything over here and all of the sources. I don't currently have it visible, but I do also have Atom, the vertical plugin. I'm just not doing any vertical streaming, so I don't have this up because I figure why put my computer through the extra hell of encoding an additional set of video output if it's not actually going to send it somewhere. But Min, if you're still here, I know that I read this. Am I going to simulcast? You saw saying something about it in the soundboard. So yes, I am going to simulcast. It will probably be next week because I need to set up some stuff. I was chatting in the sounding board about it, and Matt shared that Andy Lippy had actually already posted a video on it with an OBS plugin that will allow you to multicast directly from OBS instead of going out to like Restream or StreamYard that claims some restrictions. Andy Lippy did talk about those as well, that if you're only going to do 2, you could still use Restream because of the encoding happening in OBS. It does not put a logo on it, and it does not restrict you to 720p, which they do say in their marketing materials that if you're on the free tier, you get two locations. So you could do Twitch and YouTube, or Twitch and Insta, or whichever 2 you want. But the Atom dock, when this comes on, it actually already has its own streaming setup. So this is giving you your vertical settings as well. So I'm going to be really interested to see how that plugin works here. I'm not currently eligible to stream live on Instagram or on TikTok, but as soon as we get there, we'll make sure that we're using both of these and doing all of the different things. I do really like the vertical settings for Atom. Um, it also has its own set of vertical scenes, and one of the things that's really cool on here is that you can actually link the scenes together, so it can link to any one of your horizontal streams. It's a really cool little plugin. We'll do all that stuff another time. Oh, I don't want that scene up there. There we go. So yeah. So lots of cool stuff. We will continue to do these kinds of streams. Usually on Monday evenings, we'll do live tech support. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them our way, and we'll do those, like I said, Monday nights. And we'll mix them in with a little bit of tech, a little bit of gaming. And if nobody has questions, then I will just keep coming up with ideas to build. We are finishing up our real-time consent on the hug command. So we're using updated consent, so everybody has to consent in to have those chat interactions, and we'll continue to build that up. But we want the hug to be optional for real-time consent for anyone who hasn't opted in globally as well. So we're going to keep working on that. We worked on a little before TwitchCon, and there was just a bug that I couldn't quite figure out. It was absolutely my pleasure. I hope that it helped with what you want to do with your stream, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. Which also, let's get a shout out for you too. Well, there we go. That Ace of Hearts over there hit me up on Discord just a little bit before we went live tonight and had a question, and that has led to over an hour of us deep diving into the ads experience. So definitely go give Mimi a follow. They are a fantastic streamer. I got the pleasure of meeting them not at TwitchCon, but a little bit before they moved way too far away for that to be a more common thing. But it was such a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for the question today and giving us something to talk about. It's been fantastic. All right.